these things are important. We can tell touchy-feely stories till the cows come home about what great work you do. But at the end of the day, hard, true statistics and metrics really matter. Sure. So let's talk about the impact of this program that you have. And can you tell me about it, you know, the impact on the community? And am I correct, are there currently 62 startups?
Right, so with Social Innovation Lab, since the very beginning, so since it was created in 2011 as a student organization before I got involved and it became more of a university-wide program, we have had 62 ventures that have gone through Social Innovation Lab. And over that time, those 62 groups have raised more than $23 million and hired about 351 people in paid roles, from paid interns all the way to full-time employees. So I think it's been just an incredible reflection of the work, not only that Social Innovation Lab has done, but again, that this community in Baltimore has done in supporting these startups and these entrepreneurs.
And that it works.
Yeah,
it
it
really are
works.
having an impact.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And, you know, of course, with any startups or anything new, especially when you're taking a risk in this type of work, everything will not last. So not all of those 62 ventures are still around, and that's fine. Part of our role is to help give an opportunity for entrepreneurs to start things, to try things. When they don't work out, what do we learn from that? What can they share with other entrepreneurs coming up behind them? And that's part of the process.
Very important lessons, very critical. So tell me about partnerships. Are there some partnerships that are really, really important and collaborations that you have that you'd like to highlight?
Absolutely. I think one of the more concrete is with our friends at Impact Hub Baltimore. I mean, even from the beginning of working with Michelle and Prez and Rodney and just the work that they've done with building that community. I mean, that has been just such a great community and a place for Baltimore. It's obviously Innovation Hub, but I truly think it really is the hub of a lot of this activity that happens in this city. So they are one. We have had an office there. We provide the groups in our cohort with membership to Impact Hub because it's such an important community that they should be a part of. So, and they've also been very fortunate to give us opportunities to host information sessions and to host other events there, which I'm very, very grateful for. So that's on the more formal side. On the informal side, I think a lot of the partnership or collaboration just comes from relationships. So whether that's working with Fagan at Baltimore Core to identify how can we get some of his core members or some of the Elevation Award winners to apply to SIL or vice versa. Same thing with Pamela King with OSI Community Fellows. Can we get some of our folks to apply for their program and vice versa? It's a lot of sharing information. What are you doing? How can we, advance this social entrepreneurship community? I think that's what a lot of us want to see happen. So I think a lot of it really takes place just through some of those informal relationships.
Great. So I want to try and wrap it up now, but in conclusion, how has your work with entrepreneurs helped to build the relationships that bring together a diverse cross-section of Baltimore?
That's a great question. I think it really has happened because of, like I mentioned earlier, Social Innovation Lab is open beyond just Hopkins. So while part of our work is to make sure that Hopkins students have an opportunity to see their ideas develop, it's also open to anyone in the community to apply. So in our most recent cohort, out of the 10 ventures, we had 4 that were led by community members. So these are people who are not affiliated with Hopkins. These are people like Brittany Young, who grew up in West Baltimore, always wanting to become an engineer, and was told that she couldn't for many reasons, and actually became an engineer working at NASA. And now she started this program called B360 that works with young people who are engaged with dirt bikes and helping get them into STEM career fields and learning about education in the STEM areas. And it's just someone that otherwise, we wouldn't have had an opportunity to work with and support and learn from. And so I think it's a great opportunity to have someone like Brittany working along someone like Shrenik and Ravi, who were students at Hopkins who started Sunrise Health, which is this anonymous online group therapy app. So when you have someone like Shrenik and Ravi, who may be engineering students at Hopkins, and someone like Brittany, who comes from the community, working alongside each other, I think just powerful things happen. And I see it all the time with the cohort. So I think part of our work is to help these entrepreneurs move their ventures forward, but then it's also about creating that community within our program that we want to see in Baltimore.
And the inclusion.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
People in Baltimore can participate.
Absolutely, and we see
benefit.
that. Like I said, we've had 4 of the 10 this year, which were led by community members. Out of the 10 teams, 9 of the 10 are led by women or people of color. So we put a heavy premium on finding entrepreneurs who have directly experienced the issues that they're seeking to solve. So that's another area where we are able to draw in more people and more voices and empower them to improve their community.
Right. Last question, I promise. And I certainly have my own point of view on this, but what makes the entrepreneurial sector in Baltimore stand out from other cities?
I think it goes back to that collaborative attitude and really the generosity. I think perhaps in other cities there may be more competition among incubator or accelerator programs or even among the entrepreneurs. But here it's been so refreshing to see that everyone really wants to work together and wants to see this, entire Baltimore ecosystem rise. I often think about, our competitors for Social Innovation Lab or Fast Forward or Fast Forward You. It's not anyone in Baltimore. It's people in other cities. We want our entrepreneurs to stay here. So the more that I can work with Impact Hub or Elevation Awards or ETC to make sure that we're getting people to stay here, the better for all of us.
I agree. Thank you. And what an impressive story.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.